The threat's been clear and present for many years. Climate change caused by human activity is putting our very survival in peril. Now the UN's climate change body says concerted action needs to come much sooner than previously thought.
Early action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions is possible. There are options available. There are signs that mitigation is going on. But if this is to be achieved, there's an urgent need to accelerate.
3 years ago at the Paris Climate Change Conference, many governments gave themselves a pat on the back. They'd pledged to take action to limit temperature rises to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Now the experts say they're failing and time is running out. The IPCC says meeting that 1.5 degrees target requires a 45% cut in carbon emissions by 2030 and alarmingly zero net carbon emissions by 2050, with steep cuts in other greenhouse gases like methane.
It's a question of whether we can make certain decisions in the coming years where the beneficiaries are going to be our children and our grandchildren and several coming generations.
The IPCC says by the end of this century, global sea level rises would be 10 centimetres lower with warming of 1.5 degrees compared to 2 degrees. And the Arctic is likely to be ice-free in summer around once a century at 1.5 degrees, but at least once a decade if warming reaches 2 degrees. None of this is academic. Faster action will reduce flooding, giving people living on the world's coasts, islands and river deltas time to adapt to climate change. Then there are the millions affected by drought, many on the African continent.
We need to look at climate financing strategies that ensure that we sort of speed up climate action related to issues like agriculture, food security, livelihoods and migrations. And that's because migration is no longer a choice for lots of people in the continent. It is now a must because of global warming.
The IPCC report says renewable energy must account for at least 70% of electricity by 2050, compared with 25% now, to stay within the 1.5 degree limit. Carbon will have to be sucked out of the air by machines and stored underground, and billions of trees will have to be planted. And there'll be tough choices between using land for food or for biofuel crops. We've been shown the solutions, now it's over to our politicians and to us. Nadmin, Al Jazeera.